All right, everybody. I have a fellow New Yorker with me as my guest today. First, I want to welcome everybody for listening on the Soar Radio platform, and also if you're watching the video on YouTube. But I have a national gospel recording artist, Anisa, with me. And listen, I had to pull her for an interview because you're gonna find out that song. We're gonna find out if she wrote it or produced it. I mean, Jesus all the way. That's my jam. So I want to welcome to Soar Radio.
Hi, Veronica. Hi, Soar Radio listeners and viewers. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Now I do know that you are a mom because looking at your social media platform, you're a mom. Um, you are a praise and worship leader. You're busy. How in the world? How in the world are you able to juggle and manage everything? Plus, you have an active music career. So I want you to kind of talk to us a little about your journey, your background.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I tell people all the time, I really am not balancing anything. I just have to pick and choose what is most important in that moment. There are times that I have to say no to something really
Mm-hmm.
big in the music world because my kids have a show and I have to be at the show. I'm a single mom, so that adds another dynamic to it. But I love being a mother. My kids are a bit older now. I have an 18, 17, and 11.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah.
That makes it
But
easier. That makes it easier.
it makes it a little bit easier, but the older ones are very much into their own lives, so I can't snatch them as much as I would want to snatch them to say do this
Mm-hmm.
for me or do that for me, because I do want to also allow them the opportunity to be who it is that they want to be and to hang out with their friends. So my little one, she tags along with me almost everywhere. Every choir that I'm a part of, she's a part of. She's like, "Mommy, do I have to go to this rehearsal?" Yes, you do, and you're singing soprano, and here's the part.
Oh, she's soprano.
Yes,
Oh my.
yes. So yes, I really, the balancing act is more of a, Lord, what is most important in this moment?
Mm-hmm.
That's what gets the yes, and everything else just has to wait.
Now that's smart. Because even because the praise and worship, you like the choir director. Do you help out in that area as well, or?
Yes, for a very long time, I was a choir director at my church in Queens. But right around when the pandemic started, I left that church, and I started doing a lot more spot praise and worship. So I was the main worship leader, or one. There were two of us, two main worship leaders at my original church, and I managed
Mm-hmm.
the choirs and everything that had to do with the arts there. The liturgical team, helping out in that space, just pretty much anything that my artsy hands could touch, I was a part of.
Mm-hmm.
But I really felt during the pandemic led away from that and more into me pursuing what it is that God has called me to do fully. And I've been at about 5 churches since that point. Kind of
Mm-hmm.
cycle around them. There's not a single, I don't think there's been a Sunday in the last 2 years that I've been to only one church. Sometimes I have 4 services in a Sunday,
Oh
between
wow.
morning services and afternoon or evening services, where I, facilitate praise and worship at those different worship centers. So it has been very different from being in one
Yeah.
church all the time for every single service. Every time the doors open, I was there, to now really just allowing God to lead me and to expand what it is that I'm doing. I do have a pastor that I answer to, and I love him because he understands the season that I'm in and allows me
Mm-hmm.
to be wherever I need to be. And he'll call me, his wife will call me, they'll cover me, they'll pray over
Mm-hmm.
me. I keep them up to date as to where I am. But this has been a season of go, go, go for me, and I'm grateful for it.
Yeah, the Lord. I was about to say that God has you busy. It's like,
Yeah.
and He's preparing you.
Yes.
And what's even better is when you have your leader, your pastor, is understanding, and
Yes.
that they recognize the calling and the anointing over your life. Now
Yes. Yeah.
that's big. That's heavy. So
It's
you know
very
it,
big.
it helps reconfirm you're doing the right thing.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because sometimes you're in a place where leadership may feel like they own the anointing that's
Mm-hmm.
on your life, and
Mm-hmm.
there
Mm-hmm.
is a season. I believe that I was obedient in the season that I needed to be obedient, so that I can get everything that I needed to get to have the stamina to be able to do what it is that I'm doing now. So there was a season where I didn't go anywhere. I didn't do anything that my pastor said not to do. But as I felt God leading me away from that particular place, I really prayed about who can cover me? Because I don't want to be in these streets just outside. I'm like, I
Exactly.
need covering, I need protection, I need to know
Mm-hmm.
that there is someone that is praying over me. And that isn't to say that God isn't good enough, right? We know that God is covering and protecting us and building that edge of protection around us. But sometimes you want to be able to reach out to somebody to say, hey, can you pray for me? Hey, can you pray with me about making this particular decision? Or I have three
Absolutely.
churches that want me at 9 a.m. Which one should I go to? And to have that person there to kind of help facilitate that. And my current pastor, who's Bishop Derek Farmer, he has been absolutely phenomenal, him and his wife, in understanding the season that I'm in. And it's just been beautiful to be under them during this time.
Absolutely. And I also read in your bio that you have joined forces with an independent record company. So how did with from the pandemic, and then I know the Lord led you to go to different places. It's like
Yeah.
he put you on a journey, like literally, like
For
he's
real.
training you himself,
Yes.
preparing you for, I see it, for a much bigger stage. When did you decide to actually pursue, the gospel industry full time, or more serious in that area?
I would have to say that from very young, definitely in my high school days, I was very very much passionate about the fact that gospel music is what I wanted to sing.
Hmm.
And if you know, it takes a lot of money to do anything in the industry. Just
Hmm.
because it's gospel does not mean that all of a sudden, the doors are wide open. If anything, I find that gospel is a little bit difficult because it's gospel and because it's for God. People automatically assume, well, let God bless you and you bless us, but we don't got nothing for you. Maybe
I
maybe
know
some
some
gas.
churches think that.
Yes, and to some extent, I do understand it. And there are certain places that I do go to where I will accept either nothing or whatever it is, and I kind of
Hmm.
have in my annual calendar space for that, to support ministries that really truly cannot. But the reality is, we have to be able to sustain ourselves some way,
Hmm.
somehow. And I mean, gas and some toes and a chicken sandwich ain't gonna do it, right?
It's not going to do it all the time. No, because
It's
that
not gonna
chicken
do it all the
sandwich
time.
does not pay the bills,
It does not. It does.
or the radio promoter.
Right, right. And
That's
so what happened, I got to a point where I was like, I cannot do this anymore. I had
Mhm.
released a single in, I want to say, around 2004, 2005. And I was really, really like, this is gonna be it. But I had no money to really do anything with that. And I kind of gave up. I would say around 2018, 2019. I said to God, if you want
Mhm.
me to do this, you're gonna have to provide, because I don't got it. And apparently the
Mhm.
people who call me to don't got it either, Lord. So how are we gonna do this? And
Mhm.
my really good friend from high school, around the same time, God was dealing with him about starting a record label and who to start with, and he picked me. And if you know anything about New York, there are singers everywhere.
Even
Okay.
on the corner.
Yeah, he could have picked anybody. And I'm
Mhm.
so grateful to God that he laid me on his heart and that he was obedient and
Mhm.
extended the offer to me. And I said, absolutely. And so, we have been together. It's Our New Records. Joshua Arnu is the
Mhm.
owner, CEO of Our New Records, and I'm his first artist that's signed to the label, and he just recently have a few other artists that he consults and manages. So it's
Mm-hmm.
five of us in total. And we recently formed a group called the Cultivated Collective. And we just did a
Oh.
live recording in January. It was absolutely phenomenal. So I can't wait for all the cleanup and everything to be done with that, because we'll be
Mm-hmm.
releasing that music before the year is out.
Oh wow, that is
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
But
So a lot is going on.
you still consider a solo artist though.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
Every single one of us in the Cultivated Collective are all solo artists. We just came together as
Mm-hmm.
independent artists. We have to support each other, and collaboration is key. If you try to
Yes.
do this standing on your own, if you do not have, I mean, bands on bands, it's
Mm-hmm.
not going to happen. So,
Mm-hmm.
we came together under our new records and did, I want to say 12, I believe it was 12 brand new tracks that we all had our hands in. And we're very, very excited about releasing that. But yes, we are individual artists, and every single one of us, including myself, before March is out, will be releasing singles. So we're
Oh
really
wow.
excited.
So okay, so there's another single you're gonna drop. But before
Yes,
you start talking about that, you gotta talk about my
it's so
jam.
much.
You, but that's good. God got you like that. He
Yes.
he, he has you in that flow now. So you gotta talk about my jam. I mean, Jesus all the
Okay.
way.
Yes. I
When
mean,
I
Jesus all the way. Hey, hey.
did you write that song and produce
So
it?
no, can I tell you, Joshua
Mm,
Anu wrote the song, and when he first did the song for me, because if you kind of see what it is that I do in terms of praise and worship, that's not really a vibe that I would
mm-hmm.
naturally be inclined to. And when he brought it to me, I was like, "Sir, we cannot lay prostrate with this song. This is not of the Lord." I said, "You
Exactly.
better get somebody else to do this, because this is not for me." And he
Mm-hmm.
was like, "No." Everybody calls me Annie. He's like, "No, Annie, this is the song. I'm telling you, this is the
Mm-hmm.
vibe." And he was kind of doing it kind of almost like a poke, because you get into my car and you got the Bible app playing. I'm always in the word. I'm always just like really locked in. I'm not one of those people that's very much aware of what's in and the fair whatever show is going on and
Right,
all of those
right,
things. Like I love
right.
the word of God, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
constantly there. So it's kind of like a poke. Like every time we talk, it's always Jesus. It's Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. You mean Jesus all the way? And I'm like, yeah, I mean Jesus all the way. And then the song
Mm-hmm.
kind of came out from that. So, and it's been really it's been really fun, that song.
Yeah, and then I know you when you dropped the single, I said, okay, let me go up here and listen to it. And then I saw the video for it. You did
Yeah.
a lyric video. I said, I like this. That's like a total different swing because I see your videos when you're in church and you're
Yes.
doing praise and worship. And
Yes.
then I'm seeing because you post your videos of then to now. I'm
Yeah.
seeing your like your look has changed and I'm seeing a more edgy look
Yeah.
and I love it. The hair,
Yes.
everything. It
Can I
matches.
tell you that
Mm-hmm.
the look part, again, growing up in the church and coming from the
Mm-hmm.
organization that I was a part of, everything was against the rules. I couldn't have nothing but Vaseline on my
Oh,
face.
I'm same. Like I'm originally from United Holy Church.
Yes.
No makeup. I couldn't wear makeup and no
Yeah.
pants. That was
Yep, no
off the
makeup, no
books then.
pants, no jewelry, no nail
Mm-mm.
polish, nothing, nothing, nothing. Nothing too crazy in your hair either.
Mm-hmm.
And so and I appreciate the structure of the organization that I came from.
Mm-hmm.
But I just understand that life is so much more than what's on the outside, and God is working
It
on us
is.
inside out. And sometimes we can
Mm-hmm.
get so focused on the outside that we miss forgiveness and grace and some of the
Mm-hmm.
really important aspects of Christianity. And so I don't ever want to throw any of that away. But the rule that I go by now is modesty, as opposed
Right.
to absolutely not, is modesty. So you'll never see me. I think all of my albums, I'm like covered from head to toe. Everything is wrapped up, tied up.
But I mean, but it's cute. I saw like you had like some twists, some braids, and I
Yeah,
noticed like you had makeup on, but it wasn't quite the same. But
yeah,
now it's like the album cover for I Mean Jesus All the Way. That fits. That
yeah.
fits that song. And it is a
Right.
vibe. Like for those who
Yes.
haven't listened to it, you need to listen to it. You need to look at her video. I like it. I'm like, I downloaded it. What you talking about? It's in my library.
Yes.
Like, right. So with that being said, what's the next song? What type of song you gonna release to us shortly?
So I did a live recording in October of where we're in 2025. So 2023, I did a live recording, and one of the songs, okay, I released a album or an EP called Anisa the Next Chapter.
Mm-hmm.
That EP, the entire EP, I recorded it live, and I did
Mm-hmm.
a live recording for that. I pulled out Nobody, which is one of the songs from that we did at the live recording, and we're going to release that song this year within the next couple of weeks or so. That's going to be out.
Okay, so y'all need to follow her on social media. I'm gonna tag you anyway on the post,
Yes,
but you
thank
need
you.
to
And you know
follow
what?
her.
I want to shout out my
Mm-hmm.
stylist, Yannette Odessa Styles. And people always talk about how I look, and we were just talking about, the vibe. She listens to the music, gets the vibe, and nails it every single time from head to toe. Yannette nails it. So I just wanted to shout her out and celebrate her.
Oh wow, that is well with you.
Yeah, she is in New York as well. She lives a little bit upstate, but she comes down to help me. She's always on site with me for anything that
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing, any photo shoot, video shoot, concerts, everything. She's always right there, and she's so good at just
Mm-hmm.
picking up the vibe from the song, and she just nails it every single time.
Yeah, so those who are interested in getting a stylist to help them, any artists out there or any for any reason, you may want to hit her up because I do like the overall look of what she created
Yeah.
with you as well. Now, is there any also before we go any upcoming events or concerts, anything that you may be having?
Not right now to put out there per se, but just follow my social media. I recently started back my Bible study. I don't know if you saw on Instagram. I also do
Mm-hmm.
Bible studies, and I just recently started back with that. I'm in a challenge right now, so that's constantly going on Instagram and also on TikTok. And yeah, I'm just very busy in the churches right now doing praise and worship. Anyone that wants me to come to their church, or if you have an event coming up, whether it's singing or speaking, because I do both, uh,
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to be a part of your event. So you can connect with me on Instagram, or my email, anisaworships@gmail.com.
Oh yeah, and especially your YouTube channel as well, because that's where they
Yes.
can go check out that video.